Hello, hello. Hey, Dandy Dave. Hey, David Gersh. Hey, Wilby. Hey, Chubb. Hey, Lurker. Sorry I wasn't on last night. My insomnia was kicking my butt. Hey, Richard. By the time I'd made the decision to put out the notice of it being postponed, I'd gone about 30 hours with a 2-hour nap. So, as I'm sure you can imagine, not the best state to be doing a stream in. So how's everybody? Gonna give it a few more minutes, let people filter in. Hopefully we'll get a few more. Databasing all of your coins. Fun, fun. I have never done that. I just put them in binders and that's it. So, it's only our second actual sale of ours so far this month. So we had that first one, which was a sellout. So you guys have one sellout for so far for the month. And then we have part one of the consignment sale. Now this is only the second one of ours. And then we'll have one more this month on the 27th. I don't know. What do you guys think? Think we can do 3 sellouts again this month? That'd be cool. We can't if Richard buys everything. It's up to you guys, too. Don't just leave it on Richard to do it all the time. Right, still got 5 on. Only had 12 lots in pre-sale this week. Not too much action on pre-sale. So we started with 81 lots this week, so that's 69 lots left. I got 4 on now. Give it a few more, see if we can get anybody else on. We're going to be doing it tonight either way, because I don't have another day coming up that I'd be available to try it again. So either way, this is happening tonight, even if it's just 4 of you. Just means you guys will have a good shot at if there's something you really want, right? A lot less competition. So silver is going back up. It's kind of nice to see after the big drop off. So right now back up to $84.49 per ounce. Gold's back over 5 grand again at 5,107. So that's a good thing. Approximately 10 bars. Not sure what you're referencing. If we do get into it and it's just you guys, I'm going to skip the beginning stuff because you guys have all heard it 100 times. Yeah, you were mentioning him last time. Richard, I saw you say hello all and then hello to Will. And then you said LOL and then you said approximate or approx 10 bars. Wow. Ah. Hey, why not? Price is bound to go up again. Which is weird because I have it on live chat, so I should be seeing everything. Well, if you say any bins and I don't acknowledge it after a few seconds, say it again or ask me if I saw it, just so we can make sure. I don't want to miss anything. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen guys at Rick's shop do that. I've seen them go in and walk out with a couple 100 ounces of silver in one shot. So one guy in there one time dropped like 30 grand in one shot. He bought a bunch of silver and like 4 or 5 gold coins. I'd love to be anywhere near the level of what Rick does in a week. I don't see that ever happening. Alright, I'm going to get this thing going. And since it's just you guys, I'm not going to worry about the beginning stuff. Because like I said, you guys have heard it 100 times. Yeah, YouTube's been having some issues lately. They need to get it figured out. Alright. We only have one banknote this week. The German banknote went in pre-sale, so the only banknote we have is the 2022 5 Naira from Nigeria. Uncirculated polymer note. Going for $3. You still spend this if you happen to find yourself there. For whatever reason. It's the only banknote I have in stock right now. I still have not been able to get down to where I need to be to go to get more. I don't know. Maybe I don't carry what he's into. It's always possible. It's like I don't get the bullion people here because they know I really don't deal in bullion. Anybody? $3. Only banknote for the night. Alright, moving on. Coinage. Alright, World Silver, we're kicking off with Australia. And we did have the 42D 3 pence went in pre-sale. The AU toned one, but we do have the AU non-toned version of it still available. Oh, I need the scope. That's a smaller coin. Ooh, focus. Hey, there we go. Now we can see something. All right, 1942 D, 3 pence. 925 sterling silver AU, $8. Your little D mint mark right over here. Hey, mean one. D as in Denver. The Denver Mint did make these for them at the time. Hey, Michael. All right, moving on. Oh, stop it. All right, next up, we have two of these available. One is EF, one is AU. These are the 43 Denvers. EF's, well, EF is $7, and then the AU is $8. Again, 925 sterling. Here's the EF. This is the $7 one. And then here is the AU. This is the $8 one. Got a die crack going from the E to the rim. And if you're into the die crack coins. So that little tiny line right there is, if anybody didn't know, that's a die crack. All right, moving on. Oops. All right, we actually have one of the 50% silver years. Don't have these in all that often. This is the 1955 3 pence. Got some tone and starting on it. Starting to get kind of that like coppery look. She's on her way to turning into the Copper Queen. All right, moving on. Not much love for Australia tonight, I see. Next up, 1941 6 pence. 925 sterling. This is an EF for $10. Ooh, that's a 40, not a 41. That is mislabeled. Let me correct that real quick. On the fly correction. There we go. 1940, 6 pence. Anybody? All right, moving on. Give me 1 second. Correct on the insert as well. So I actually had 41 written on here too, and it's not 40. There we go. All right. Next up, 1942, 6 pence. This one's in an AU, 15 bucks. Very shiny. All right, moving on. All right, 42S non-toned AU went in pre-sale. We do have the toned version still available. Still an AU, still 15 bucks. Just got the crazy toning starting. So I make sure of like copper and some of it's going into like an almost a black. Hey, Westside. Oh, yeah, this is a very cool toner. Anybody? You were wondering what? All right, moving on. All right, next up, it's pretty much the key or the showcase coin for tonight coming up here right now. It's a key date. This is the 1912 Florin. 925 sterling silver. It is an about good, and it is 75 bucks, even as an about good. Anybody? Give you guys a few stats on this guy. All right, so 1912 florin. There was only 1 million of them minted, which made it was not the lowest mintage of the years. That was that was by far and away the 1932, which is the penultimate key date of the King George's. But still, it is a key date. So at a VF, you would already be looking at $150 for this coin. At a Mint State 60, you'd be looking at $4,500, and at Mint State 63, you'd be looking at $9,000. So, yeah. That 32, if anybody was wondering, which is the main key date, 188,000 minted. At Mint State 63, it would run you 21 grand. All right, last call for the 1912. One of the key dates. All right, moving on. All right, next up is the 1917. This one is in a VF and $45. So melt on these right now, if anybody's wondering, just the melt value alone is $28.48. The 1917 here, at Mint State 60, you would be at $750. Mint State 63, you'd be at $1,300. We're at a VF. Even at an EF, it would jump up to $225. Man, no love for Australia at all. All right, 1924 went in pre-sale. That was a semi-key date. So the last one is the 1936 florin. This one's in a fine at $44. So 36 at a Mint State 60, you're at $225. At 63, you'd be at $400. If anybody wants to do a bundle for all the Australia, I could probably work something out. I could probably give you a decent deal. All right, moving on. Hey, Felty. All right, next up, Liberia went in pre-sale, so we are on to the Netherlands. Let's see if we can get somebody to break the ice tonight on the Netherlands. And we'll be kicking off with the 1964 10 cent. And a VF for $7. That's the wrong coin. Did I have another mislabel? Yes, I did. Oh, my lord. Hang on, I gotta correct this. I did a bang-up job on this list, didn't I? What was that, 37? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the heck was up with me when I did this list. I was probably sleep deprived. I'm correcting it. 1937. Right, let me double check it real quick to make sure if I at least got the price on it right. You guys know me, I will never raise the price during a sale, but I will lower it if I screwed up on it being too high. And yes, okay, let me fix the... Fix the price. All right, here's the corrected version. 1937 10 cent Netherlands. 64% silver VF, $5. I got there in the end. There we go. $2 cheaper than what it was supposed to be. Anybody? All right, moving on. All right, next up, theoretically, Here's a 1938 Gulden. $72% silver AU. 35 bucks. And yes, it is a 38. I got that one right. Hey, hey. All right, moving on. To the 1954 one Gulden AU. Going for 26. All right, moving on. To the 1965 one Gulden. This one is a BU. 18 bucks. 72% silver. All right, moving on. Oh, I had two of those available, so if anybody wants one, I do have two available of the BUs. Here's the second one. There you go. All right, next up, from the years when they were much larger, the 1931 2.5 Gulden. These are more like almost silver dollar size. It's an EF toned, 75 bucks. You see something real quick. Yeah, so these are, again, these are from when the coins were much larger before they made them a bit smaller. So melt alone on this coin is 49 bucks. Not bad. All right, moving on. To 1959, 2.5 Gulden. This goes to the smaller years now. I've shown this before, but I'll show it again. So that's the larger. And then that's the size differential. And it's a little bit thinner than what they used to be. Is anybody alive? I feel like I'm talking to myself. Richard's alive. All right, moving on. It's not a buyer's night, I guess, huh? Next up, 1961, 2.5 golden. Yeah, for $30. Hey, David. David's alive. Wilby is apparently barely alive. Thinking about rice, beans, and ramen. Starch, starch, and starch. It's a heavy meal. Alright, moving on. Rice, beans, and ramen might equal 2 coins. Cut the food budget for some coins. Last one, Netherlands, 1962, 2.5 golden. EF, $30. Actually, tried a military MRE last night. Just for the heck of it. It wasn't bad. Not something I want to eat all the time, but it wasn't bad. It was meal 7 or menu 7. It was beef strips in tomato sauce. And then it came with like a white bread, almost like a cracker white bread. And it had peanut butter and jelly for it. A pack of peanut M&Ms. A thing of chocolate pudding. And like a mango smoothie, mango pineapple smoothie drink. Wasn't bad. I did have one previously. I had the cheese pizza one, and that was about the worst thing I've ever eaten in my life. That was truly disgusting. Like, if my life counted on it, yeah, I'll eat it. But other than that, I would never put that in my mouth again. All right, moving on. I know I've heard you can only eat them, like if you had to live off of them, you can only eat them for like 14 days tops, and then you have to throw in regular food. Otherwise, it will like destroy your digestive system. Because of the way they have to be, you know, treated and all that to be able to have the shelf life. They're very, very low fiber, very dry. All right, next up. 1964 1 Crown Bermuda. 50% silver BU. 470,000 of these ever made. $50. My dad used to tell me the stories about the World War II ones, that every single one of them came with like a pack of Lucky Strikes or Camels. This was going to Richard. And he was a smoker at the time, so that made him happy. That was before he managed to kick the cigarettes. I still have not been able to. Unfortunately, I am still a smoker. Next up, Switzerland. Kicking off with 1928 half franc. Yeah. 83.5% silver, extremely fine. $8. Just occurred to me I should probably let everybody know that both the large cents are sold, and so is the 2 center. Just in case anybody was hoping. I've tried clove cigarettes and I thought they were disgusting, to be honest. You broke into your old piggy bank. Did you find anything good? Or if you just started, hopefully you do find something good. No one wants them, you'll get all the Switzerland? Okay. Oh, I'm just grabbing this one, so we are moving on from that one. So I'll put your name on that one. Will be... Found a 1963 Canada dollar. Nice. Next up, 1944 1 franc. VF for 12. And also, welcome Redwater. Your new name. Nice to have you. Normally this stream would be on Friday nights, but I wasn't able to do it last night, so we're on Saturday this week. Alright, so that one's going to be going to Wilby as well. Oops. Next up, 1963 1 franc. This one is a Gem BU. Going for $25. A gorgeous coin. Cut it out. And this one's going to Richard. Congrats, sir. Next up, 1961, 2 franc. Extremely fine, 24 bucks. Going to David. Congrats, sir. Mr. David Gersh. Smokers tend to have less old coins. I must be the exception to that rule then. Because I've on a few occasions sold one of the oldest coins humans ever made. Which was a 1/12 stater from 650 BC Ionia. Alright, last up from Switzerland, 1954, 5 franc BU. 40 bucks. Anybody? All right, that one will be defaulting to Will Be. So Will Be, you got 3 out of 5 of the Switzerland. So congrats times 3. You didn't see it in chat? I put it in there. You can put it in again if you want another shot at it. You saw it on camera at least, right? That was it. Did you see it this time? Okay. All right, next up, we have 1 coin from Netherlands Antilles. And it is the 1952 1 gulden. BU, 40 bucks. I don't know why it's looking so flat on camera right now. Alright, this is going to fall under one of those that it will look way better in hand. Because for some reason, I don't know, this coin is looking really flat on your camera right now. I don't know if it's the lighting or what. Let's try this. There you go. Now you can see it a bit better. Beautiful coin. Anybody? moving on. Alright. The 50-cent Canada went in pre-sale. But we do still have the 1964 dollar. 80% silver AU. Over 68 bucks. That is the Charlottetown. Reverse. That was their centennial of the Charlottetown, I believe. Yeah, 1864 to 19. The 5 franc went to Will B. David Gersh. Anybody? Let's see what melt is on these right at the moment. 1964 dollar Canada. Current melt value on these guys is $50.80. All right, moving on to Germany. All right, first one, we got 2 available. They're both BUs. They're 40 bucks each. These are the 1971 D 5 marks. Albrecht Dürer. 62.5% silver BUs. Anybody? Here you go. Here's your obverse and your reverse in one shot. Sort of. All right, moving on. All right, next up. Technically, I have 2 of these. Let me see if they're... Yeah, they're just... So these are both 1974s, but one of them is a D mint mark and one's a G mint mark. They're both BUs. They're 38 bucks each. If anybody wants both, so you can have the set of both mint marks, I will do 70 bucks even for both. So it saves you $6 if you get both. So there's the D. And the G. They have what, five mint marks in Germany? 5 different mints. All right, moving on. Screaming Eagle. Last one from Germany is 1972 F. 10 marks. Olympic Flame. This one is a BU and $50. This might actually be flirting with melt value right now. Let me see something. I could be wrong. Let's see, 1972, 10 mark, Germany. Okay, no, it's not. Meltdown is 26.37. All right, moving on. We'll now be moving on to Austria. All right, kicking off. This is the oldest coin, I believe, on the list tonight. Now that the 2 center sold. Yeah, now that the 2 large cents and the 2 center went in pre-sale, this is now the oldest coin on the list. 1894, 1 Corona, Austria. 83.5% silver in fine, $20. Oop, upside down. All right, moving on to the 1899 in fine, also $20. Alrighty, sir. All right, moving on. To 1928 shilling, or 2 shilling. 64% silver AU, $38. Got that little bit of scuff on the cheek and the temple right there. Anybody? All right, moving on to the 1961 5 shilling. 64% silver AU, 28 bucks. All right, moving on. And last one from Austria. This one's a beauty. 1972 10 shilling BU. 35 bucks. Starting to get some edge toning. Getting on that side too. More splotched around on the toning on the obverse. All right, moving on. We got 3 more world silver coins, then we're into American. Next up is one lonely little Britain coin. It is a 1928 sixpence. 50% silver VF, 8 bucks. All right, moving on. And then the last 2 are from Mexico. We got a 1937 50 centavo. Oop, wrong cam. Here we go. 72% silver, extremely fine, 28 bucks. All right, moving on. Last world silver coin of the night, 1925, 1 peso. 72% silver, extremely fine, 48 bucks. All right, moving on. to American coinage. Alright, next one up. Still got 3 of these available from the last time they were on. Excuse me. These are 1957 Denvers. Lincoln Wheat Cents. They're BU Reds and $4 each. With the penny craze going on, I would imagine it will not be long before these go up. By a lot. So get them while you can. There's something really nice about a BU red wheat reverse. It's just really nice. And nothing. All right. Y'all are killing me tonight. All right, next up. Is 1959 Gem Proof Lincoln Cents. First year of the Memorial reverse. Let me get this lit up a bit better here. Anybody? All right, moving on. And then the 1960 small date. This is the rarer of the two. There's, of course, the large and the small. This one's the small. Over $18. Nope, no Indian head pennies or merch tonight. I got barbers coming up. Tell you what, anybody wants both the proofs, I'll do both the proofs for 22. Saves you $4 if you get both. And Richard's taking that deal. Congrats, sir. So I'll just call them both 11 so that it makes the math. All right. All right, on to Barbara Dimes. All right, so all of these tonight are going to be 12 bucks a piece. And we're kicking off with the 1904 in VG. It's actually amazed not a single one of these went in pre-sale. All right, moving on. The 1908 in VG for 12. All right, moving on to the 1909 VG for 12. Did I mention Liberty Head nickels? No. There'll be some of those come. Oh, wait, no, there won't be. That's Buffalo nickels. In the part 2 of the consignment show, they'll have Buffalo nickels. Nope, all that's left for tonight is the rest of the barber dimes and then quarters. That's it. All right, moving on. To the 1910 VG for 12. Nice. All right, moving on to the 13 VG for 12. I don't know when it's going to be yet. We did part 1 last Tuesday, and then I'm not sure when the second part's going to be yet. All right, moving on. To the 11 in VG for 12. Yep, I will let you guys know as soon as I know. All right, moving on to the 1912 VG for 12. All right, moving on to the 12 Denver in good for 12. moving on. To the 14 plain dates. This one's in a fine for 12. We got that dark toning going on. And this one's going to Richard Gratzer. Next up is the 14 Denver in fine for 12. All right. Bont. Is that supposed to say Ben? Next up is 15 plain. All right, 14 Denver going to Richard. Oop, that one. You are welcome. Anybody on the 15? VG for 12. All right. And then the last of the barbers for tonight. The 16 plain dates. VG for 12. If anybody wants the rest of the barbers on a bundle, I can do you a bundle on them. Be $100 for all of them if anybody wants them all. It's $20 off. I drop them to $10 each. That would be again the 16, 15, 12D, 12, 11, 13, 10, 9, 8, and 4. So if anybody wants that deal, let me know. All right, on to quotas. Kicking off quarters tonight is a 1943 plain date. That, of course, is 90% silver. It is in fine and 18 bucks. Anybody? So silver melt value right now for quarters is $15.31 just in melt. Which also means that this one is going for 31 cents under melt. 64 AU, 15 bucks. This quarter right here, 31 cents below melt. Welcome back, Wilby. I'm selling a quarter below melt. Going to Wilby. Congrats, sir. Yeah, you just got that for 31 cents under melt. And then the 43 was still available if anybody wants it. That one's 18 bucks. Hey, Ben Stagan. Nope, still available. 43 is going to Will. You got it, sir. Right, next up, both the 98s went in pre-sale. So next up, I have 4 out of the 5 of the 2005 silver proof quarters. This is the Kansas, West Virginia, Oregon, and California. I unfortunately cannot bundle these up tonight, or I will lose money on these right now. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you got to think melt on these was what, like $7 last year. Now it's 15 and almost 15 and a half. Hey, Zeke. Yeah, that's fine. You can pay on Thursday or Friday. I'll put your name on all of them here in a second. Here's your West Virginia, Oregon, and the California. 20 bucks a piece. All right, let me put your name on all those real quick. Ding, 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 ding. Oops. 10, not 110. There we go. Alright, I got your name on all of them, Zeke. I'll still invoice you tonight and then just pay on Thursday or Friday when you're able. I hope you're right. All right, moving on. All right, and then I've got 2 of the 06s. I've got the Nevada and I've got the California. %90 silver proofs. Actually, screw it. I'm going to be nice for you guys tonight. Why not? If anybody wants all 6, it's the 405s and the 206s. I will do them to you for my cost. Yeah, I'll eat a little bit. It's all good. Unless whoever gets it wants to be nice and send your payment friends and family, so I don't. That would be what, 18 times 6. So 108 for all 6. That makes them $18 a piece. Saves you $12. Hey, go Maple. So again, that's at my cost. So anybody want in on that deal? That is the Silver State. All right. Oh, Richard came in late, and he's going to take that deal. You got it, sir. Yeah, so if you want to be nice so I don't lose money on them, send your payment friends and family this time. That way at least I'll break even. God. All right. Thank you, sir. We're on the last 3 lots. And then we'll do a quick recap. All right, so I found a couple more of these hiding. These are the last ones I've got of these. I've got 2 of the first set. These are the 2022 San Francisco NIFCBU women's quarter set. I've got one going to Kim. Kim, do I have your information? Have you ever bought from me before? Yes, you have. I just found your card. All right, cool. All right. All right. Anybody on the second set? Deal on both to Mexico? Yeah, I could probably knock a little bit off for if you get both. Give me a minute, though. Will B is getting the second set. So that's Wilby and Kim. Congrats and congrats. All right, and then the last lot. I've only got one of these left. This is the 2023 full set. 5 coins of the San Francisco and going to Kim. Congrats, Kim. Kim, are you going to want your package held for a bit, or are you going to want me to go ahead and just get it out? In case that's all you have in there is just those quarters. Yeah, there was... Hang on. Hang on. All right, yep, you're right. I screwed up. Sorry. There's not a 2023. Sorry, that was a typo. I messed up. They're all 2022s. Sorry, Kim. I thought I had a 23, but I put the wrong date on the list. It's a third set of 2022s. Thanks for that catch, Westside. I appreciate that. All right, so there's one more set of 2022s if anybody else wanted a 2022 set. Because I screwed up. All right, to Mexico. Who is that? David, I could knock $6 off. And make it 25 and 45 instead of 28 and 48. No, Will, she's not taking the second set. It's still available. So it'll be $70 for both of the Mexicos, David. For a little bit of a deal. Yep. All right, cool. So that's 25 and 45. David Gersh. All right. Let me find those real quick. There they are. All right, recap. All right, the one banknote is still available. 2022. 5 Naira from Nigeria. It's an uncirculated polymer note for $3. All of the Australia except for 3 are still available. I said if anybody wanted a bundle deal on the Australia, I could do one. Netherlands, all the Netherlands are still available, and I can do a bit of a bundle on that one too if anybody's interested. So anybody on Australia, Netherlands, or the 1 banknote? Get some bundles going. Anything? All right. $1964 Canada is still available. All the Germany is still available. If anybody wanted a bundle on the Germany, I could probably work something out. All of the Austria is still available. I could probably work out a little bit of a bundle on those. Anybody on those? Canada, Germany, or Austria? Anybody? Did I get what? The last thing will be that I saw you say was when you asked if Kim wanted the second set, and I said no, it's still available. If you said anything after that, I did not see it. Pin the third set for you and gift it to Richard. All right, I will. All right, Richard, you're getting a set of the 2022 S Women's Quarters, courtesy of Will B. All right, last call on all the World Silver. All right, for U.S., we've got the 3 1957D Lincoln Cents BU Reds at $4 a piece, and that's it. So I'm honestly amazed nobody grabbed those. That's it. That's the last 3 American coins left from this sale. At $4 a piece, 3 BU Reds. Lincoln Wheaties. One going to Fino, one going to Zeke. Anybody on the last one? And Fino's taking the last one as well. All right. All right, that's just world silver. Well, world silver and the one banknote. Will do. Let me put a note so I remember. Ship will be. All right, I put a note. All right, so just because sometimes people do ask. Oops, he's taking the banknote. All right, so after the banknote. So it would have been $9.81 for the rest of the world silver coins. So just because sometimes people do ask. I don't know. I'll have to figure out a way to finagle it, but I'm pretty sure I can do it. If anybody wants all of it, I'm pretty sure I can finagle this. Almost positive. I'll do $800 for all of it if anybody wants all of it in one big bundle. Saves you $181 on a giant world silver bundle. Unless, of course, anybody wanted smaller bundles for any of the particular countries. But other than that, I'm going last call for everything. Can you pay next weekend for these or for everything? Or just for these? If you're doing the bundle just for these, I could do this for you next weekend. And if you can cover the rest of it this week, that would help me out. Could you finagle that? So it'd be whatever your total is. Next week, 800 would be next week, and then the rest, whatever the remainder is, would be this week. Yeah, all right, cool. So you're taking all the rest of the world silver? All right, awesome, sir. So that means I got to go in and finagle a bunch of math. I don't know. I'll probably just put it on your invoice. It'll just say World Silver Bundle $800 on your actual invoice. Just to make life easier. Alrighty. Awesome, awesome. Everybody have a great night then. Yep. It is, sir. It is a sellout. Indeed. So that makes 2 sellouts this month. And 1 more sale to go. Maybe we'll make it a 3rd. Match last month. It wouldn't match last month on the dollar amount, but having 3 sellouts. Alright, I'm going to get out of here, guys, and start getting to work on this. I will try and get some of the invoices out tonight. If not, they'll all be out by morning. And then, as I said earlier, of course, when I know when the actual date of the part 2 of the consignment sale is coming, I will be sure to let you guys know. I know you do. And I appreciate that. Think about how much stuff you've gotten from me. Have you ever been unhappy with any of it? So, alrighty, guys. Everybody have a great night. Richard, thanks again. So I will email you. That way the part for this week you can do as the friends and family. So I don't lose out money on those proof quarters. And then I'll invoice you for the $800 next week. All right, guys. Everybody have a great night.